All right, click letters. What's going on, guys? We got some new things here for you. I wanted to go ahead and do a quick video for you to walk you through some of the new updates we just added to the software. So let's go ahead and dive into showing you exactly where they are, how to use it, and how it will help you. So the first thing we want to go over is the way the system is set up. It's going to allow you to utilize this process across the board. So if you have the pro version and up, this will definitely allow you to do some more automation. But also, if you have even the lower levels, it will still allow you and help you, but you should definitely look at getting the upgraded version, at least the one step up at 179. You get quite a bit for that. So if you're just doing this for yourself, skip this video. Probably not going to help you much. If you're doing this as a business, that we definitely look at getting that next level, so we can get you set up and get you going the right way. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go over a couple of the updates. You can notice there's some new little buttons up here. This one specifically, if you have employees that are working for you, you definitely want to take notice of this, because over here in the user section, you'll notice that we've kind of edited this and updated this for you a little bit. So what is going on now is that you can actually send messages over to your team, and what will happen is they'll actually get a notification in this little section up here when you send it, as well as when they send it back to you, so you can talk to your team directly. So this is for your employees. That way you can keep up with things that are going on. Now remember, you still have notes that are inside the system that are going to help you to be able to still work as well through the process. So we're going to go ahead and pull up some of these things. Now, with that being said, you notice that these cool little buttons are at the top up here. Now, I'm going to go over that in just a minute, but let's go down and scroll down to the very bottom here, where we've got the notes section, we've got the client notes, client messages. These are the client messages and notes that go to the actual client. So you don't want to do that if you want your team member to see something you don't want your clients to see, okay? So what we need to do is come down here where it says notes for yourself and your team. This is where you create the notes, and the same thing with the notes, right? You can create the notes and you can actually say who you want it to go to. And what will happen is it'll pop up at the top up here in this notes section, where you can actually communicate back and forth with the notes for this client. So that will help you to work on that client. So this is client specific. You can still utilize this for in-house team if you wanted to, but this is just another way to communicate if you don't want to go to each one of the clients to do it. Again, you still have your reminders, which we're utilizing that reminder section quite a bit now. So I would say definitely get used to using this, because it will help you to keep up with things and make sure that you're getting your task done. You're reminding yourself of when you need to do the next credit report, import, or any other thing that you need to do. I would definitely set that up. And remember, you can go back and forth to where you actually import your credit report from the credit report to this section, which I'm going to show you that as well. So let's go ahead and go over this here. So what we've done is we've added a couple more buttons. You'll see here we've got the send email. You can actually send your client an email from this section as well, or you can come over here and send an email to the clients here, right? So that's what we have this set up. You can create emails that go out. You can do a lot of different things in this process, right? Send email to clients, all kinds of things that we have loaded up in this software for you. So I would definitely make sure that you're going over this, but basically that's going to show you exactly what kind of emails you've sent out. Now, here we've got a lot of new things that we're adding into the software as far as keeping up with the process. So when we create the letters in the past, we had the system tell you right here in the software that you have letters that are gone out, they're either due or they haven't been marked on your calendar, meaning you didn't set a date of when you need to come back in, so they stayed gray. Or you did set a date and now it's red and it's time to start to do the next attack. Or if it's blue or green, those are the sections that will tell you, well, if it's blue, that means you're done and you disabled those files. That doesn't mean you got rid of them. They're just showing blue so you know that you're done with them, right? And how we do that is we go over to the file section, and you can see right here on the side, that's how you can change it and disable, right? Now, you could always change it back by changing the date of what you're doing here, which will make it simple. But that's how you keep up with it. And as you can see, these are gray is because we didn't mark a date, right? Not like here on the RTG system where we mark the date. Now we go to Epic here, right? For you guys that have Epic, same thing, right? It went red, it's because it's due. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna mark that as disabled because we've already created that. We're done with it, we created the next letters. So that's kind of how that works, right? That's kind of how that section works. So we're gonna go ahead and mark this, maybe change it to yellow. Let's see if it does. Yeah, there we go. So basically what we're doing now is we have letters that need attention right here. We need to get back in there. So I'm gonna go over to my credit report. I'm gonna import if I need to the next credit report or whatever it may be. And then I'm gonna process. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go down and I'm going to start going through making sure everything is where it needs to be. It's marked correctly. Making sure that the system, if it's deleted anything or if it's updated any lates, all these things need to be taken care of when you import, right? Then we're going to then create the credit analyzer from based off that new import. Now let's say that we came in and we can't get the system to import, right? That's because maybe they didn't pay their credit report or pay their monthly fee for their credit report. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shoot over to the client dashboard and I'm gonna tell whoever I'm doing this for or the client, I'm going to make a note, right? If it's the client I'm speaking to and I need to let them know, I'm going to shoot them a quick note or a message. Hey, I need you to do this or pay your bill so we can import the credit report. And then I'm going to make a task for myself to remind myself to come back and check on this because I'm going to have to import this maybe by tonight or tomorrow. And then I'm going to make a note. Now, if I have my team who's working on it, or if my team member's working on it, I'm gonna have them go ahead and make a note to the customer service people so they can reach out to that client as well as make a note here, because we wanna make a note where they can see it in the client portal and maybe have our customer service team reach out to speed things up. But did you see very quickly how I went from the credit import section to this section, right? So what I did was basically I was able to set this up and very quickly I can shoot over by going down here. You see client dashboard and then client list. Client list takes me to the list of all clients. Client dashboard takes me over to that client that I'm on previously or right now. That way I can, make notes or anything I need to do. You can see it jumps very quickly to where we need to go. So I'm having a way to do this very quickly. Now, those are the new updates that we've added so far in the system. Right now, let's get over here to how to create the letters. Now, if you have the RTG Pro version, you can utilize this just as well as the Velocity and the Epic Velocity system. But what's going to happen is basically when you create the letters, let's go ahead and go over to Velocity real quick and I'll show you how it works in there. We're going to pull up, let's just pull up this test account here with Jason. And we're going to pull this up and let it run through. There we go. Now we're just going to tell the system I want to create 3 letters going to all 3 bureaus. I'm going to then say, hey, I want to create the STT or wherever I am in this situation. Let's say I'm just getting started on this client. I'm going to say, hey, I want the STT. Now, if you don't have Velocity, you won't see the STT or you won't need to use the STT. You just go straight to the personal information. So let's go ahead and just do personal information just for the purposes of this. So everybody gets the idea of what it's going to do. All right, so you can see real quick, I created that. Now what it's going to do is going to ask me how I want to set this up. So I want to make sure I label it for personal information, and I'm going to either download it, or if I have the automation set up, I can actually have the automation do its thing, which I don't have on this account, but I'm going to download it. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to set my date. The really good thing is you can actually still do manually, or I've got a quick start here for you. So let's say this is the personal information. I want to set it for 15 days. So I then select it. It will go out and select 15 days out. Now I can come down in here and I can say, okay, do I want to email my client? Yes, you can. You can email your client. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark this so I have my system tell me where I am in the process, right? So I can quickly come back anytime I need to and see what I have done on this client. So we've set this up to allow you up to at least 12 sets. Now the set is just like a round. It's just a round. If you're in the industry, you understand there's a rounds, round 1, round 2. We just say sets because we want to be different, right? So That's all it is. It's just a set one, set two. So you got your public or your personal information there. And it doesn't matter what type of letters. This is just based off the round that you're doing. Now, round could be negative items and public records and inquiries all going out on this round. So I'm just going to set this one time. It doesn't matter which letters I'm making. Once I set this one time, I don't need to keep setting it for every attack that I do or every letter that I do if I'm doing the RTG system. I just need to set it one time. That's it. That way on this client's dashboard, I can see I'm on set one. So what I'm going to do in this, since I'm doing PI, I'm going to set it, and that's it. So there's other things you can still do. You can still set your schedule. If you don't want to email them until later, you can set it to email later by setting the schedule and doing that. If you have automation set up, you can still do the automation that you can do now or send later. So all that stuff is still there for you, but we're going to utilize just this system that we have here right now. Now I'm going to hit save. So it's going to go ahead and download. And also what it's going to do is it's going to allow you to come up here, and anytime you can look at the letter steps and see where you are. So you see I'm on PI. So when I come back to this client and I load them up, I can actually go over and see where I am. And I know I did the PI, and if I had anything else set, I would know I was on set one. So now I know I got to create set two, right? So because this is now 45 days later. And also, let's go back over to the client dashboard so I can see what happened over there. I'm gonna click this button, and as you can see, the client dashboard also reflects that, right? So now I have this set up, and if I go over to the client manager, it's also going to show that we have a green box going for the letters, right? Everything's congruent across the board. So this will help you to keep up with where you are in the process, or if you have team working on these, and someone, you know, it's having issues and you're like, oh man, what's going on with this client? Where are they? You can come here very quickly and you can see where the client is in the process. You can see that they did set one, set two, wherever they are. And that will let you know how many letters that they've sent out, right? We're on the third round. So, you know, where are we at this process? So if they're like, well, I haven't seen any letters go out or anything. Well, ma'am, I see that we're on, you know, round three, set three over here. We sent out quite a bit of letters for you at this point, and then I can go over to the files and see everything that's done. So this will help you to keep up with everything that you're doing, so you know exactly how to break this down and you can keep up with this process. Very simple. And the same thing goes for, you know, using the RTG system. If you have the Pro system, literally you do the same thing, right? So we can come in here and we can grab someone. Hopefully this has someone's information. This is all fake stuff, by the way. I don't have an address on there. So let me go ahead and just add a quick address, something crazy, right? Bureau, I'm gonna select TransUnion, and there we go. And I'm just making stuff up. I mean, I probably have something in there. I don't know. There we go. Yeah, we do. So very quickly we can do that, just like with the personal information, same thing, right? So all that stuff can be loaded up very, very quickly. To allow us to do things easy, right? There you go. So what we're going to do is we can easily come down and the same thing. You want your images all loaded up, create the same process. I might be on my first letter. What type of letter am I sending out right now? Letter 8. That means I'm sending negative items, right? So I'm sending negative items. If I don't have any automation set up, I'm just going to download. That's totally fine. I'm going to make sure I set this for 45 days because I'm sending letter 8. Right, which is our first wave. That means we're sending letter 8 to negative items. I want to set this for 45 days out, and this may be my first set that's going out on letter 8. Now I may be sending letter 7 as well, totally fine, and I may be sending some inquiries. So either way, once you set this one time, that's all you need to do. You can continue to do it on the other letters, but it's not going to make a difference. It's only going to show set 1. Okay, so now I'm going to set that down, and there you go. I've created my letters. And now I can come here and I can see for this person where I am on set 1. You can see very quickly. Now how quickly this is going to help you to keep up with things and make life easier for you so you can keep up with this. And you can literally do this on everything that you're seeing here. So that's really the good thing about the process. It's going to allow you to really knock this out and keep up with your clients very easily. So you don't have to try to guess everything that you're trying to do, as well as, you know, utilizing all the other features that we have. Now, that being said, hopefully you guys got some value out of this video today. This works the same way with Epic, guys. So everything is set up in the system to allow you to really quickly have everything you need. So you can see letters. It tells you exactly where you are and allows you to create the letters very quickly. So go ahead and rewatch this if you need to, but go jump in and enjoy it. Have fun with the system. Let us know your thoughts, and if you have any suggestions, you guys want us to add things in, we're always open to suggestions, and we will see you in the next video. We're excited for you, and let's go out there and change some lives.